ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकाय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपगडा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरु वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितां सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादां सहगण ललितां श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरंगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, शिल प्रभुपाद की जय, गुरु महाराज की जय, गुरु परंपरा की जय, षड गोस्वामी की जय। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणी। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा। गुड। हरि बोल। I'm already excited. Let's see how things goes. Little bit nervous also. Anyway, my prayers to Guru Parampara and all your blessings, prayers. Let us move forward. So, nectar of devotion. So, what is nectar of devotion? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Actually, nectar means nectar. When we refer to the word nectar, is like amrita, devotion. So devotion is bhakti. So through bhakti comes devotion. When we are in the devotion, it will become like amrita. Means everlasting, uh, everlasting as compared to the material world. It is not fixed, not everlasting, but devotion is everlasting.
Yeah. Good, Mataji. Any other attempt?
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Nectar
Krishna.
means rasa or mellow. Nectar means rasa or mellow. And devotion means bhakti. So it is the rasa or mellow which is derived from bhakti.
Okay. Good.
Hare
Good
Krishna.
attempt. So, nectar of devotion. This is the summary study of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Right? So, Bhakti. So, what is Bhakti? We have discussed in our earlier classes. What is Bhakti? What is the definition of Bhakti Srila Prabhupada gives us?
Devotional service.
Yes, devotional service. Yeah, service is important, right? Savai pumsa parodharmo yato bhakti adokshaje ahituki apratiyata yatma suprasiddhyati. So the parama dharma of the soul is to engage in devotional service. Only devotional service can give us that eternal happiness, that nectar, which, yeah, and how the service has to be uninterrupted and unmotivated. This is the basic definition, right? And what is rasa? Rasa, we are all engaged in some or the other services, right? In our day-to-day lives also, we are serving in affection our family members, our wife, relatives, parents. We are serving, we are going to job. So there is a force which is driving us to do all these activities. So that force within which is driving this activity is rasa, the relationship. And we will discuss various rasa in detail. So depending on our activities, the rasa, what we are engaging, it can be further bifurcated as bhakti rasa or mundane rasa. The force, as said, all the material activities, what we are doing, we are also getting some kind of force right within. So these are further bifurcated. So that we will discuss. So the bhakti rasamrita sindhu is amrita, bhakti we discussed, rasa, amrita is the nectar we are getting, and sindhu is the ocean of the pure nectar of devotional service, bhakti rasamrita sindhu. So it is said that all that activities, bona fide activities in Krishna consciousness are amrita, permanent. And this is the subject matter, what Srila Prabhupada says is nectar of devotion. That is, all our activities in Krishna consciousness, all the devotional service what we do in Krishna consciousness, that is permanent bliss as well as that has the permanent result. So the process recommended in nectar of devotion is whatever, when we are following the process which is recommended in devotional service, nectar of devotion, this is going to elevate each one of us from our material platform to the spiritual platform. So that is the very reason I said two important things we all have to do is, one is Svadhyaya, second, very attentively listen, make notes and participate. So that way it will help all of us to elevate from our material platform to the spiritual platform. So there are six different section of Bhakti Rasamrita, Sindhu Nectar of Devotion. There are 6 key things. Can I get some volunteer who can read this? Kalpana Mataji, can you read these six things? What are the key sections? And just slowly you can read.
Yes,
point by point.
6 different sections of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, nectar of devotion. First, understanding Krishna's position as Akhila Rasamrita Murtihi as the objective, Prayojana, the ultimate goal. Second, definition of pure devotional service. Anya Abhilashita Shunyam is a requirement to attain that goal. Original, marginal characteristics. Third, 6 characteristics of pure devotional service. Kleshagni Shubhada, the workings of the purification process and the stages attained at different levels of advancement. Fourth, sadhana bhakti, devotional service in practice, cultivation of anya abhilashita shunyam through engaging our senses with regulations. Bhava bhakti, devotional service in ecstasy, the preliminary stage to topmost perfection. Sixth, Prema Bhakti, devotional service in the topmost stage in the relationship with Akhila Rasamrita Murtihi.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Very nicely. Right. So these are the 6 key sections we are going to cover. Yeah, through these 19 chapters what we have in Nectar of Devotion. We are going to focus in as part of this Bhakti Shastri studies. The first section we are going to touch that. So these are the 6 key things we are going to discuss. So first of all, what is the meaning of Krishna? When we say Krishna, what is the meaning of Krishna?
All attractive.
Yes, all attractive. Karshati akarshati iti Krishna. Krishna, it translates to he is all attractive. He who pulls towards him. Right? And Akila Rasamrita Murti. Krishna is also known as Akila Rasamrita Murti. We discussed about Rasa. So Krishna is the reservoir of all the Rasa. And then we will discuss in detail on the definition of pure devotional service. What is pure devotional service? We know our purpose is to engage in pure devotional service. What is the definition? So as the first sloka of Nectar of Devotion, we all have to memorize as part of sloka recitation as well is Anya Abhilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavrutam Anukulasya Krishnanushilanam Bhaktiruttamam. So Anya Abhilashita Shunyam is free from all the material desires, free from all our mental speculations and fruity activities. When one is engaging in the devotional service, Anukulena Krishnanushilanam Bhaktiruttamam. So in favorable mood to Krishna, always remembering Krishna in favorable mood of service. So that is very important. All the demons like Hiranyakashipu, Ravana, everybody were remembering Krishna. Shishupala was always remembering Krishna, but it was not in a favorable mood. So that cannot be considered as devotional service. So that is devotional service. And then there are 6 characters of pure devotional service. We will discuss at length in next slides. What are the 6 things when one is engaging in devotional service? What are the characters? What happens? And then we are going to discuss the sadhana bhakti, the first stage. So bhakti has 3 stages: the sadhana bhakti, next the bhava bhakti, and prema bhakti. So sadhana bhakti is practice of devotional service being under the guidance and shelter of Guru Parampara, following the instructions of Guru Parampara. And bhava bhakti is the devotional service in ecstasy. So in sadhana bhakti, we are all doing because our acharyas have told us, right? We do 16 rounds. We follow 4 regulative principles. Bhava bhakti is something you don't limit to these regulative principles, minimum rounds, minimum. What is just minimum? Whatever just minimum is sadhana bhakti. When something goes beyond that 16, when you start chanting more than minimum rounds, always remembering Krishna, then you are rising yourself to bhava bhakti stage, and the topmost is prema bhakti. So who is the writer of Nectar of Devotion?
Rupa Goswami.
Sorry?
Rupa Goswami.
Okay, any other attempts? Any other Goswamis you know?
Srila Rupa Goswami.
Sorry? Who is the writer of Nectar of Devotion?
Rupa Goswami.
Sorry? Please
Srila
say
Rupa
a little
Goswami.
bit louder.
Srila Rupa Goswami.
Goswami Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Srila Rupa Goswami wrote Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, and I think Prabhupada ji has written this from taken a summary from that. Prabhuji.
Yes. Who is that? Who said that answer?
Jyoti Prabhuji.
Hari Bol Mataji. Yes.
Hare Krishna.
So the Nectar of Devotion is written by Srila Prabhupada. Yeah, many of them will say Rupa Goswami, right? So Nectar of Devotion is the summary study translation from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, and the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is written by Srila Rupa Goswami. Yeah. And so we know now that Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is written by Rupa Goswami. So we need to understand what is the significance of Srila Rupa Goswami for our Vaishnava, Gaudiya Vaishnava cult. So can somebody raise the hand? They can read these bullet points about the significance of Srila Rupa Goswami. Keep your hands right so I can give some chance. Okay. Nice to see so many participation. Aryan Prabhu, you can read these 5 bullet points here about the Rupa Goswami.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Significance of Srila Rupa Goswami for Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Rupa Goswami first met Lord Chaitanya at Prayag. Lord instructed him continually for 10 days. The Lord particularly instructed on the science of Krishna consciousness. These teachings are in the book Teachings of Lord Chaitanya. The present Krishna conscious movement is also based on the authority of Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada. We are therefore generally known as Rupa Anurags or followers in the footsteps of Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada.
Yes.
Understanding
Thank you.
the...
Thank you. You can stop there.
Thank
Thank
you,
you very
Prabhu.
much.
Hare Krishna.
So, all the classes which is going on under ISKCON Mangalore, they during temple construction when the inauguration was happening for better coordination, so we all had kept the names for each group. So we also, our batch is also having a name. Anybody knows what is the name?
Rupanugas.
Yes. So our group, we are all Rupanugas. So what is the meaning of Rupanugas is this, that we are the Srila Rupa Goswami is one of the prominent acharyas in our movement, and we are all followers. All the devotees coming under ISKCON is known as Rupanugas. So we are all Rupanugas. And Srila Rupa Goswami is the direct disciple of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is non-different from Krishna, and Rupa Goswami is the direct disciples, and they have taken direct instructions from Lord Chaitanya. And maybe you might have read teachings of Chaitanya, Lord Chaitanya. So it's a very wonderful book. So what were Srila Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, Srila Sanatana Goswami were doing when they met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Anybody knows what is the background? Little background.
They were ministers.
Yeah, any one and then loudly.
They were ministers in the court of Nawab Hussain Shah,
Yeah. So they were,
Dabir Khas and Sakara Malik.
yes. So they were serving as ministers. Okay, the prime minister as well as the finance ministers in Nawab Hussain Shah. So they are all very highly placed, highly qualified people. It is not that such acharyas, they don't have anything, they have started bhakti. No, they were all very well placed in their positions, and then coming in contact with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they left all their material opulences and dedicated their life in spreading the Krishna consciousness message. So Srila Prabhupada, whatever message he has spread, it is coming from Srila Rupa Goswami as well as Srila Sanatana Goswami. Because they were serving under a Mohammedan ruler, they were known as Mataji said, Dabir Khas and Sakar Malik. Rupa Goswami is Dabir Khas, Sakar Malik is Sanatana Goswami. And because of this, they were serving for Mohammedan group. They were outclassed by Brahmin community then. But the beauty of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is he accepts everything. He doesn't differentiate. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's principle is very simple. Anyone who knows the science of Krishna and engaged in service of the Lord, they are higher than Brahmanas. So this is the principle. So when we say science of Krishna, what is science of Krishna?
Prabhuji, the knowledge that Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead,
Yes.
and that our constituent position with him is to be his devoted servants, servitors, and life after life, that what we should do until he thinks we are fit enough to be freed from material bondage, but continue to serve him in a spiritual capacity.
Yes. Very nicely
Hare
said,
Krishna,
Mataji.
Prabhuji.
Yes. Perfectly said. You understand the science of Krishna. Yeah. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accept everything. He doesn't see he's outclassed or anything. What is the other example we have seen from the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela? Who is the other prominent Acharya Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has accepted in his movement?
Haridasa Thakur Prabhuji, Srila Haridasa Thakur.
Yes, Mataji. So Haridas Thakur, though he born in a Mohammedan family, but he has accepted and he has given the highest, topmost position of Namacharya, right? So that is the beauty of this movement. And then we discussed understanding the term Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So we have discussed about Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu and what is mundane rasa and spiritual rasa. We will touch upon this. And the further as we progress, we will discuss on the mood of Srila Rupa Goswami when he was writing this Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu and Srila Prabhupada's purpose in presenting Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Nectar of Devotion, for all of us as well as the society in general. So what is the purpose and the mood we will discuss. Neha Jindal Mataji, can you please read the mood of Srila Rupa Goswami and what Srila Prabhupada says about this? You
Mood
can
of Srila
read
Rupa
slowly,
Goswami.
loudly, so that everybody understand this.
Yes, Prabhuji. Mood of Srila Rupa Goswami, the author of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Srila Rupa Goswami very humbly submits that he is just trying to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world, although he humbly thinks himself unfit for this work. Srila Prabhupada says that that should be the attitude of all preachers of the Krishna consciousness movement, following in the footsteps of Srila Rupa Goswami. We should never think of ourselves as great teachers, but should always consider that we are simply instrumental to the previous acharyas. Simply by following in their footsteps, we may be able to do something for the benefit of suffering humanity.
Yes.
Importance of initiation.
Thank you, Mataji. You can stop there. Okay. So here, if you see, though Srila Goswami is such a elevated acharya, is the top acharya in our movement. Still, what he is feeling, what is his mood? Though he has directly got this knowledge from the Lord himself, still he thinks that he is unfit for this work. However, he is doing as an instruction by his spiritual masters. And this Srila Prabhupada says this should be the mood of all those who are practicing bhakti and preaching this message. So when we look at this, even when I prepare for this class, this is for myself first. It is for my own purification, and then it is helping you all. That is exactly the message what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives in Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela 9.41. Bharata Bhumite Haila Manusha Janma Yara Janma Sartakari Karo Paropakari. So this is the purpose of all of us who are practicing Krishna consciousness. It is not only for us. We have to spread this knowledge to as many conditioned souls as possible. That is the ultimate purpose. And the devotional service, it is at our stage, it is sort of cultivation, practice, regular. We are practicing it, right? The particular word what Rupa Goswami is telling is Anushilanam, or cultivation by following the spiritual master, predecessor acharyas. By following the instructions of acharyas, we are practicing it. And Srila Prabhupada says, the actual bhakti, this where the importance of initiation is coming. The actual bhakti starts when one get initiated by a bona fide spiritual master. This was little confusing for me in the beginning, and later I could realize, understand. Just an example if I want to give, many of you may be knowing about preparation for JEE, NEET, IAS, IPS officers, right? So all that we are doing bhakti, it is preparing for such exams. And once we get initiation from the spiritual master, that is when the actual bhakti starts. And that is like an engineering study or IAS, MBBS study, it goes for 4-5 years. Our practice goes till the last breath of our life. And then By the mercy of Guru and Krishna, Brahmanda Brahmite Kono Bhagyavan Jeev, Guru Krishna Prasade Paye Bhakti Lata Beej. By their mercy, we get the Bhakti Lata Beej with which we cultivate this Bhakti Lata Beej to a sapling, to a plant which will break free through the material world and attain the lotus feet of the Lord. And we have discussed the watering process is chanting of holy name and protecting
Clear
from the
instruction.
weeds. Protecting from the weeds of this plant is association of devotees engaging in devotional service, and we all have to progress in Krishna consciousness. Further, all these things are from the preface as well as the introduction. So I'm planning to cover the preface, introduction, and chapter 1 and 2. We'll try to cover, and I wish to end this session at 9:50 because I have to rejoin my japa session. So here Krishna is Akila Rasamrita Murti, embodiment of all the 5 rasas. Right? So what are the 5 rasas we have discussed in Bhagavad Gita?
Dasya, Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhuri.
Yes. So Madhurya Rasa, Vatsalya, Sakya, Dasya, and Shanta Rasa. This is the 5 ways we are exchanging our love with the Lord. Right? And now we get another 7 rasas. So what are the indirect 7 rasas? Anybody have read as part of your preparation? Anyway, it is on the screen, but anybody who have read can explain what are the 7 rasas?
Prabhuji, anger,
Yes, anger.
surprise,
Yes.
horror,
Hmm.
then Veera.
Yeah, Virya.
Veera
So
and
here the 7 indirect rasas: Hasya, Adbhuta, astonishment; Virya, chivalry; Karuna, compassion; Raudra, anger; Bhayanaka, dreadful; Bibhatsa, ghastliness. So how can we exchange such rasa with the Lord? Yeah, there are 12 ways it is been discussed here. So how can we exchange these kind of rasas with the Lord? So today, now, the Mahavatar Narasimha movie is getting very famous. It's really good. Hope you all have watched. If not, please visit. Watch it in theaters. We have to encourage such movies, and it is consistent. Our devotees have made such that movie, so it is consistent with our philosophy. So Hiranyaksha as well as Hiranyakashipu, as you all know, they are none other than Jaya Vijaya. They have become Hiranyaksha or Hiranyakashipu on the orders of the Lord, and when they have taken that role, the way they are acting, their anger, their ghastliness, yeah, these are all exchange they are doing with the Lord. So they are all their Leela giving message to us. Because of this Leela, we got Bhakta Prahlad. So with the lives of Bhakta Prahlad, we understood what is real bhakti, what is real surrender to the Lord. So these are all Leelas of the Lord. Yeah. So here we are discussing further on the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu and what is mundane and Bhakti Rasa. So the Bhakti, devotional service, yeah, activity intended with devotion and love to the Lord. So this is already there within us. But what we are doing presently with our ignorance, we are using this love and devotion for our sense enjoyment as well as our material attachment towards our family, society. So these are all what we are doing. So what we need to do now is to do all these activities by keeping Krishna in center. So when keeping Krishna in center is like watering the root and switching the one switch that brightens all. So if we keep Krishna in center, everybody are happy, everybody are taken care. And then rasa. So the mundane as well as bhakti rasa. So the mundane, the material rasa is like chapala sukha. What is chapala sukha? What is chapala sukha?
Prabhuji, the sukh that is very ephemeral, it slips from the hand very quickly.
Yeah.
It's
So
just,
Sense enjoyment.
it's
yes.
ephemeral.
Yes. So chapala
Flickering
sukha is
happiness.
sense enjoyment, sense gratification, and it fades. It is temporary. Whatever enjoyment we get, it is very temporary. And then bhogatyaga, oscillating, tasteless. So what is happening when we are moving from sense enjoying propensity to through the practice? What we are doing, we are trying to regulate from that. So we are struggling. This oscillating is there, right? Sometime we are getting fixed up, sometime we are falling down. So through this, we are fixing up in bhakti through practice. So the bhakti, the rasa, the mellow is always fresh and eternal. And amruta, it is eternal, and sindhu, the ocean of pleasure. So this is bhakti rasa amrita sindhu. Further, the definition of pure devotional service. The Krishna is, all the expansions are coming from Krishna, including his devotees. And how do we engage this? Through Shilanam, through cultivation. And Anukulena, this is what I said. The Ravana or Kamsa, they were all remembering Krishna, but not in favorable mood. So if we desire to accept it among the such eternally liberated prema bhaktas, then one has to be free from all the desires, free from karma, jnana. So we understood the definition of bhakti, that is free from all material designation, material desires. So how do we engage in this bhakti? What is the sloka reference? I have used this sloka in many of my previous session. So now we know what is devotional service. Now how do we engage in devotional service?
Anyabhilashita Shunya.
Yeah, that is the definition. So how do we engage in devotional service? Now we know that this Anyabhilashita Shunyam, we should not have any of this. But when we are engaging, how do we engage?
Rishikesha
Yes.
Sevanam.
Smaranam.
No. There are a lot of answers. Specific. One Mataji said the answer. Yes, Mataji.
Navada Bhakti Prabhuji.
Navada Bhakti, yes.
Anukulena
Yes,
Krishna.
Taruni Mataji, you want to add? Taruni Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Sarvopadi Vinirmaktam.
Yes.
Tatparatvena Nirmalam. Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Uchyate.
Yes, Mataji. So you want to explain this loka? What is it? It is saying Sarvopadi Vinirmuktam Tatparatvena Nirmalam. Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. So we are free from all material designations. Sarvopadi Vinirmuktam Tatparatvena Nirmalam. Rishikena, we are engaging our senses. So how are we engaging in devotional service? Is by engaging in our senses in Rishikesha. What is Rishikesha? What is the meaning of Rishikesha?
Master of the senses.
Yes, master of the senses. So Krishna is the master of senses. So our prayer should be, oh Rishikesha, you are the master of senses. I'm struggling with my sense enjoying propensities. Please help me in engaging my senses in your service. So this should be our senses. This should be our prayer. And such devotees who are engaging in devotional service, they are free. They don't even have desire of all 5 types of liberations. What are the 5 types of liberations we have discussed?
Salokya, Sayujya, Sarupya,
Yes.
Sarishti,
Samipya.
Samipya, Prabhuji.
Yes, Samipya. Yeah, Salokya, Shasti, Samipya, Sarupya, and Ekatvam, getting merged with the Lord. So Salokya, hope you all know, or do we need explanation of these 5 types of liberation? Anybody can say what are these 5 types of liberation? And it says Salokya, what is it?
It's living in the same planet as Lord
Yes.
says, Prabhuji.
Yes. So living in the same planet. Shasti is the same opulences, getting the same opulences of the Lord. Samipya, living with the Lord. Sarupya, it is the form of the Lord, 400 Narayana form, and finally, even merging with the Lord. So devotees who are actually practicing pure devotional service are above all these 5 types of liberation. So that is what in reference Srimad Bhagavatam 3.29, 12 and 13 sloka, it is saying Kapila Deva is telling this to Devahuti, that pure devotee do not accept any kind of liberation, the 5 kind of liberation what we discuss now. So all that they are desiring is wherever they are, irrespective of even the devotees, the acharyas' mood is, even if they are in a hellish planet, they are okay, but they want the association of devotees and they want to continue to be engaged in service of the Lord. So this is the mood of our acharyas. So the conclusion of devotion, bhakti, is an endeavor intended to please Krishna. So all our endeavors, when it is pleasing Krishna, when this endeavors is free from impurities of ulterior motives. So there is no ulterior motives and not overshadowed by other endeavors. It is Uttama Bhakti or pure devotion. The remainder of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu describes Uttama Bhakti and its ambrosial flavor. So this is what the nectar of devotion is going to give us, that what is pure devotion and how do we engage in pure devotional service and rise from sadhana bhakti to bhava bhakti to prema bhakti. So this Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu has 4 sides. So we at our level are recommended to study one section, that is Purva Vibhaga. So up to chapter, from introduction to chapter 19, we are going to study. There are totally 51 chapters, but we will be studying till 19 chapters. So one of I have heard from our Siksha Gurus is those who have studied 10 cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam are qualified to further study all these chapters. So I have also studied till chapter 19 when I did my Bhakti Shastri. Now I am re-studying the first section. So the first section, what does it cover? Purva Vibhaga, what does it cover? So the general description of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu and pure devotional service is covered in the chapter introduction and chapter 1, and we will discuss in detail the sadhana bhakti, the practice, devotion in practice, and then we will touch upon bhava bhakti, ecstasy, bhakti in ecstasy through chapter 17 and 18, and prema bhakti, pure love of God. So 3 bhaktis, 3 level of bhakti. I've said one is sadhana bhakti, that is practice, bhava bhakti in ecstasy, prema bhakti, pure love of God. So before moving further, now when we discussed about pure devotional service, there are 6 characteristics of pure devotional service which is said in Nectar of Devotion. So as part of preparation to this class, if you have studied, you will know the answer. Can somebody try? What are the 6 characteristics of pure devotional service?
Moksha Laguta Krit Shubhada.
Yes. Shubhada.
Sarvakarshini.
Yes. Good. Devotional service. Shubhada.
Kleshagni.
Yes. That is first. Kleshagni, Shubhada, Sarvar Karshini. What other? Three more.
Moksha Lagu.
Yes. Don't even desire for moksha.
Sandrananda Visheshatma Prabhuji.
Yes. So, Kleshagni, relief from all material desires. So, material distress. Right? Shubhada, all auspiciousness. Moksha, derived happiness of liberation. Moksha laguta krit. Sudurlabha, very rarely achieved. We will discuss in detail on all these individual characteristics. Sandrananda Visheshatma, filled with intense bliss. And Shri Krishna Akarshani. The meaning of Krishna, Krishna attracts all of us, but pure devotee attracts even Krishna. That is Prema Bhakti. That is the power of Prema Bhakti. So that, what does that means? The service to the Lord, the pure devotional service is higher than Lord himself, because the Lord is attracting all of us, but pure devotional service attract Lord to us. And what is the epitome of pure devotional service?
Srimati Prabhuji.
Sorry?
Srimati Radharani Prabhuji.
Yes, Srimati Radharani. So Krishna is Madana Mohana and Srimati Radharani is Madana Mohana Mohini. Even she attracts Krishna. Krishna attracts millions of cupids, but Krishna is attracted by Srimati Radharani. And who is Srila Rupa Goswami?
Rupa Manjari Prabhuji.
Yes,
A maid
Rupa
servant
Manjari.
of.
Yes, Srila Rupa Goswami is Rupa Manjari serving Srimati Radharani. And who are we? We are aspiring to be Rupanugas. Right? So this is the disciplic succession you can connect. Gopi Prita Padakamalo Dasa Dasa Dasanu Dasa. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave this. That we are serving the devotees of the Lord through serving our Guru Parampara. This is going through Guru Parampara to Srila Rupa Goswami, through Rupa Goswami to Srila Srimati Radharani, and Radharani is always in service of the Lord for the pleasure of the Lord. So this is the disciplic succession we need to understand. Now let us look at each characteristics. Kleshagni. Kleshagni Bhakti relieves all the distress. So we are all practicing Bhakti, and it says here that Kleshagni relieves distress. So are we in distress or no? Are we suffering or no?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, please participate. That is when,
We are all suffering, but we know that we are in the control of the Lord.
yeah,
And we practice our devotion, and then He determines what happens. These are temporary manifestations. That understanding itself frees us from the tension and the worry and the sorrow that otherwise engulfs any human being going through the miseries of life.
yes,
So it is that knowledge that acts as a shield.
yes.
Hare
So,
Krishna Prabhuji.
thank you, Mataji. So what the point we are trying to understand that we are all suffering. It is not that we don't have suffering in our life. It is not that we don't have distress in our life. But we are in the process of that surrender. Have we surrendered completely to the Lord? One who has completely surrendered to the Lord, there is no distress for them. Everything is a mercy of the Lord. So the first word, the key word here is He protects surrendered. So we are under the complete surrender we have to rise. And what is the cause of this distress, cause of suffering, present, previous sins? So because of our sinful activities, the prarabdhas from our past sin, we are suffering. And whatever suffering we have is our purification. We will discuss about the sinful reaction, the different stages of sins in our further slide. So there's a beautiful shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam. It says, Yatagni susumuddarche karoti ye dhamsi bhasmasat tata mad vishaya bhaktir uddavainam Shri Krishna sata. So it says, the shloka 11.14.19 from Srimad Bhagavatam, it says, my dear Uddhava, just as blazing fire turns firewood into ashes, similarly the devotion unto me completely burn all the sinful sins what we have done as ashes of our devotee. So engaging in devotional service is extremely important to burn off all our sinful reactions. And one more beautiful shloka which I come across, which I wanted to share. When we are struggling, when we are in distress, when we are suffering, we have still not rise to a pure devotion stage where we see everything as pure mercy of the Lord. We struggle. So one of the beautiful shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 73, 16 loka. It's a very popular loka, very important loka. And I recite this shloka every day. I've started reciting this shloka every day morning before going to bed. I recite this beautiful shloka. It says, Krishnaya Vasudevaya Hare Paramatmane Pranata Kleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. So again and again we offer our obeisances unto the Lord Hari, the son of Vasudeva, that supreme soul Govinda who vanquished the suffering of all the one who has surrendered to him. So we can't surrender. We need to pray to the Lord. Please help me to surrender at your lotus feet and keep me in your shelter and protection all the time. And give me that vision to see the suffering as your mercy and accept this mercy, both happiness as well as distress as same. Accept this and purify my anarthas. So this should be the mood of practicing devotee.
Prabhuji, may I make a request?
Yes, Mataji.
Can you put that shloka into the chat box for us, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
May I chant, Prabhuji?
Sorry, Mataji.
May I chant?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Krishnaya Vasudevaya Hare Paramatmane Pranatah Kleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha
Yes.
Govindaya Namo Namaha. This is the favorite one, Prabhuji, and even I taught 23 kids who are in my class. We
Yes,
chant daily before I start the class with them.
yes.
Prabhuji, I don't want to chant, Prabhu.
Prabhu, I have to cover a lot of. You continue to chant daily. I have to cover a lot of topic and I have to exit today by 9:50. So let us move further. Okay, you got the shloka. It is already put in the. It is put in the chat. So continue to chant every day. It is for our protection. Yeah, you have requested. You can go ahead, Prabhu. I don't want to disappoint you. Go ahead.
Thank you, Prabhu. Krishna Vasudevaya Hare Paramatmane Pranata Govindaya Namo Namo. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hari.
Sorry for
No problem, Prabhuji. Okay, Hari bol. And then we talk about sinful reactions. This we have touched upon in our Bhagavadgita classes as well. So it starts with avidya, the ignorance. And then with the avidya, the sinful desire to engage in such sinful activity comes, and then we engage in papa. When the papa is matured, it becomes klesha, which is leading to material distress. So the avidya, bija and papa is the cause for klesha, and the devotional service will counteract all this thing and purify us. So this we have discussed, right? So avidya to bija, and then it goes to papam, and aprarabdha stage, which this is unmanifest reaction, kutam, sinful disposition, prarabdha, manifestation, manifest the reaction and suffering. So I was little confused with this aprarabdha and prarabdha and kutam stage. So the simple example what my Siksha Guru gave me is somebody who is a robber, who is a thief, who is robbing. Yeah, till the time he has not got caught, he is continuously doing this again and again. So that is the stage of aprarabdha, unmanifest reaction, and he is continue to do this sinful kutam. Is doing this cycle is going on. When this manifests, then the prarabdha comes. Because of the prarabdha, we are suffering in this life. So next is Shubhada, auspiciousness. Pure devotional service is all auspiciousness. How can we see this as all auspiciousness? By mercy of the Lord. Somehow I have still not elevated to that level, but having come into Krishna consciousness, when I look back, I'm completing maybe 5 years now, look back, everything is auspiciousness. It is not that there is no suffering or misery in my life, but we see it as a mercy of the Lord for our purification. So that is how a devotee have to see everything in his life. So everything is auspiciousness. In this mood, even the suffering will decrease. The distresses will decrease. The depression will come out, and we fix up in Krishna consciousness. When we say happiness, for the mundane people, the material enjoyment itself is happiness. And those who are practicing jnanis, for them the Brahmananda, merging with the Lord, is happiness. But the real happiness, the highest of all, is Krishna consciousness. The foolish people are thinking that one who are practicing Krishna consciousness are less intelligent men. Devotees are less intelligent men. They are happy being busy in their mundane activities, having nice accommodation, nice apartment, opulent facilities for the family, sex life. They are happy with this. So they think this is the highest happiness. They are struggling for this advancement. But the real happiness is in Krishna consciousness. So when we can see that everything is of happiness, when we are practicing bhakti, when one reach the nishta stage through sadhu sangha, bhajana kriya, anartha nivritti, when he reach to the nishta stage, when he is fixed up in Krishna consciousness, he sees everything is same. He is steady through all the happiness and distress. And people like the yogis, jnanis and kamis, they're all struggling, right? It's a beautiful shloka from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela. Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Ateva Shanta Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakale Ashanta. So the only devotee who is fully fixed up in Krishna consciousness is having the real happiness. So there's a beautiful shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam 4.22.39. Yatpada Pankaja Palasa Vilasha Bhaktya Karmasayam gratitam udgratatyanti santaha tadvanna kvikta matayo yato apiruddha shroto ganastam aranam bhajavasudevam. It says the devotee who are always engaged in the service of the lotus feet of the Lord can very easily outcome hard knotted desire of fruitive activities, because this is very difficult. So for non-devotee, it is very difficult to break free from their sense enjoying
Hare Krishna.
propensities.
Prabhuji, it is Sloka, Canto 4, Chapter 22 and Sloka number?
Shloka number 39 here, Mataji. It is mentioned here,
Thank
no? In the screen.
Thank you. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So the one for the non-devotee or the jnanis or yogis, it is very difficult for them to break free from their sense enjoying propensities or material attachment. But one who is engaged in devotional service, he is always fixed up and he is always happy and sees auspiciousness in everywhere. And then next characteristics is Sudurlabha, very rare. Devotional service is not easy. What is the sloka reference from Bhagavad Gita which talks about Sudurlabha?
Manusyanang sahasreshu, Manusyanang sahasreshu, Kaschitchid.
Yeah. Manushyanam Sahasreshu. Yeah, this is one of the sloka. And then 7.19. Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyante Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. It is very rare to find such a person. And we need to understand the devotional service is not easily attained by our own study, our own austerity, rituals, or seeking liberation. It is received by the mercy of Guru Kripa, Guru and Krishna. And that mercy will come when one is surrendered to the Lord and following the regulative principles. Brahmananda Brahmite Kono Bhagyavan Jiva, Guru Krishna Prasade Paye, Bhakti Lata Bij, we discussed. And why Krishna doesn't give pure devotional service so easily? We know 4 kind of people approach the Lord. Right? What are the 4 kind of people who approach the Lord?
Artha, Arthati, Jnani,
Yes.
Jignasu.
So
Jignasu
Artho,
and Jnani.
Arthati, Jnani and Jignasu. So it is very easy for the Lord to give all the opulences. But he doesn't give pure devotional service. It is Sudurlabha. Many births, after many births one gets. Why is that? Sorry?
Because if he will give pure devotional service, he is purchased by the like he will be
Voice is
under
breaking,
the control
Mataji.
of devotees.
Voice is breaking.
He will be
Any
under the
other?
control of devotees, Prabhuji.
Sorry, Mataji?
He will be under the control of devotees. He will be
Exactly.
purchased by the devotees.
Yes. See, in material world, what we need to do? We have to surrender to our bosses, material bosses. And what they do? They exploit us. Here, for a pure devotion, pure devotee, Krishna surrenders. Krishna is bound by the Lord, bound by the love of the devotees. That are the examples we have seen from the lives of Pandavas and Prahlad Maharaj. And then Sandrananda Visheshatma, filled with intense bliss. And the 6th character is it attracts even Krishna. It's a very beautiful thing that Krishna is attracted. There, the examples, Kuluecha Sridhar. Yeah, he was a very humble devotee selling bananas. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, with some other excuses, he used to go visit Kuluecha Sridhar and continue to tease him that you are making so much of profit from this selling. Where is the money? Where have you hidden the money? So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to such a devotee, and in the way to tease him, he is going and taking the association of Kuluecha Sridhar. So that is what attracts even Krishna. So these are the 6 characteristics. So the practical outcome of the chapter 1 is it transforms even the pure devotion, transform even the dog eater into a qualified person. Janmana Jayate Shudra, when we look back our life, what kind of life we were living. The mercy is flowing, that we have come to a stage where we have risen above the Bhakti module 3 and we have discussing nectar of devotion. Yeah, it is purely by the mercy of Guru and Krishna we have come to this stage. And devotees develop divine character. They are self-controlled, free from sin, and live in bliss in every situation. Through the material distress, they continue to live in blissfulness. And devotional service is the supreme spiritual practice that automatically includes and surpasses all the other practices we have discussed, right? Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and everything, Ashtanga Yoga, all these things, it is surpassed, and we fix up the conclusion of this chapter. The pure devotional service is essence of all religion, the ultimate goal of life. This is our ultimate goal of life. It is very rare and valuable, more than the liberation, the only path that attracts Krishna and gives unending happiness. When it says valuable, there is a pastime of Sanatana Goswami. Hope you all know about it. So one person approached Sanatana Goswami. Okay, somebody, first of all, he approached Lord Shiva to get the most valuable thing. He asked something which touchstone. And Shiva says, go to Sanatana Goswami, he's practicing in Vrindavan. You can get it from him. When he approached Sanatana Goswami and says, I want this, I've been given the benediction by Lord Shiva, so I need this, most valuable. So Sanatana Goswami says, you can go collect it from the dustbin there. So this fellow go collect it and rush to home with so much of ecstasy and tell to his wife that I got touchstone most valuable. And just like I told you, the material people, how they look at the devotees, he says to his wife that that fellow, that person is such a foolish person, he has put this in a dustbin. So that wife is little more sharp and intelligent. She says, when he has put this in dustbin, then he may be having something more valuable with him. Go back and take that. So when he comes back, he asks that whatever valuable you have, I need that. So Sanatana Goswami says, then throw this touchstone to the Yamuna, I'll give you what is valuable. And what he gets is Harinam, chanting of the holy name. So that is what we all have got by the mercy of our Guru Parampara. So next 10 minutes, let me quickly touch upon the chapter 2, the first stage of devotion. So we discussed 3 stages of bhakti: sadhana bhakti, bhava bhakti, and prema bhakti, and 6 characteristics we discussed. So the sadhana bhakti, what is happening? Kleshagni and all auspiciousness. We will rise to this stage, and then as we rise further to bhava bhakti, they don't even hanker for liberation, and rising to this stage is sudurlabha, very rare. And then finally the prema bhakti, sandrananda visheshatma, eternally blissful. And at that stage, Krishna comes to us. We need not have to go to Krishna, right? So I discussed at length. I don't have to explain more here. But what we need to understand here is this devotion continues across life. So one of my friend, when I was pushing him for sadhana and other things, he told me that he was struggling with his own issues, and I was persistent to do sadhana and other practices. Then when I went out of thing, he just said, I'm going out of Krishna consciousness. So I was literally laughing, because Krishna consciousness is one-way ticket. We can only come, we cannot go back. That is what we learned in Bhagavadgita 2.40. Neha Vikrama Nasosti Pratyavayo na vidyate Swalpa apiyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. So whatever little devotional service what we did, we may go away from Krishna now, but Krishna is not going to leave us. Somehow he will bring through the forces of Maya, through the distresses what we face, we will come back to Krishna, or next life we will start from where we left and we will continue. And most importantly, Srila Prabhupada and Rupa Goswami gives us the knowledge that our progress in Krishna consciousness is not by logic or argument. So this logic and argument is endless and inconclusive. Somebody who want to argue, whatever you say, they are not going to accept that. For us to progress in Krishna consciousness, what is required is surrender to our acharyas, following the authority over argument. So argument nature is not going to help us. So the Srimad Bhagavatam recommends to follow the scripture. So what it is said is sadhu, shastra and guru. As it is, what is important, Prabhupada says, is you are intelligent in identifying the right guru. So once, by the mercy of the Lord, when we are in a bona fide source, bona fide sampradaya, then accept as you get, as it is. So then you start accepting, realizing, getting the realizations much faster. And sadhana bhakti. So devotional service in practice means employing. What is sadhana bhakti? Is engaging our mind and senses in practice of devotional service. So what is the first level, first activity we are doing in which we are engaging our mind and senses, and how? Quick answer.
Chanting.
Yes, chanting of holy name. We are engaging our mind as well as the senses in counting the beads, seeing the deities, hearing the sound vibration. So this way we are engaging. So this is sadhana bhakti. So it is already there. It is said that a child's ability to walk is affected by the practice, right? Child will not give up. That is the biggest inspiration for us. Child will continue to fall, but the quality what we need to pick up from the child is it will never stop rising again. So we may also fall down many times, but what we should not stop is not giving away Krishna consciousness. But every time we fall, we have to rise. That is our determination. That is the enthusiasm we need to have. So the natural instinct, the purpose that cures the madness caused by the mental illusion. All the vikarmas what we are doing, because of which we are in material illusion. This practice is the practice of sadhana bhakti is the cure. The psychiatrist will cure our mental illness. The sadhana bhakti, the devotional service will cure all this mental material illusion. The essence of sadhana, somehow to fix the mind. And the duty of Acharya, the spiritual master, is always to find the means to fix up the disciples in fixing the mind onto Krishna through the sadhana bhakti, engaging in various devotional service. So the chanting of holy name is the beginning of sadhana bhakti. Sukadeva Goswami instructs Maharaja Parikshit when he is leaving the body that one who can chant the holy name, one who can remember the Nama Rupa Guna Leela of the Lord all the time, he is fearless. He becomes fearless in death. So we don't have to be fearless. We don't have to be fearful in death. Death becomes celebration when we have lived all our life in service of the Lord. Yeah. Remembering the Lord. And the principle of remembering the Lord to Krishna applies to all the varnas and ashramas. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishyava, Sudra, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasa. This is required. So the core instruction is always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. And sadhana bhakti, It is further divided in Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti and Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti. So what is Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti and Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti? Quick answer.
Is following regulative principles, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Devotional service following regulative principles, and Raganuga is spontaneous affection, Prabhuji, towards Lord.
Yes, spontaneous affections. Looks like today Karna Mataji alone has studied, come prepared for the class. I need more participation, please. Yeah. So as we said, example of Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. Now all the regulative principles you are following, chanting of the holy name, waking up in Brahma Muhurta, following what our acharyas have said. This coming under Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. When it spontaneously comes out, when we spontaneously jump out of the bed in the morning for our morning program, Mangalarti, chanting of the holy name, and constantly chanting the glories of the Lord, chanting the holy name, not stopping at 16 rounds. Oh, many times we think, oh, thank God, 16 rounds is over for the day. 2 rounds in the morning, 2 rounds in the afternoon, 3 rounds in the evening, somehow stretching, completing Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Somehow we are completing these rounds. Yeah, many of us are in this stage. When we rise above this stage, Brahma Muhurta is the time to complete our 16 rounds, chant through the day some extra rounds, remember, hear, read Srila Prabhupada books. So this is where we rise to the stage of Raganuga Bhakti. Finally, the conclusion of chapter 2, Krishna consciousness. This is very important conclusion. We don't have to leave our occupation when we are practicing Krishna consciousness. Do not abandon our profession. All we need to do is whatever we are doing, keeping Krishna in center. Continue to do your duties and offer the result to the Lord. When you start the day, thank Lord for this one more blessed opportunity in this material world for my purification. And at the end of the day, Sarvam Krishna Arpanamastu. Whatever we have done, oh Lord, please accept my time, effort, results, everything at your lotus feet. Help me. I'm doing my prescribed duty. Help me to continue to keep you in center. Purify my anarthas through my prescribed duties and help me to rise to the bhakti yoga stage and dedicate my life exclusively in service of you and your devotees. So this should be our prayers, daily prayers. And one more important thing, when we were studying through Varnashrama Dharma, it was so confusing for me. Am I Brahmana, am I Kshatriya, or Vaishya, or Sudra? Here, the conclusion is keep Krishna in center and do whatever you are doing, your occupation. Do not worry whether you are Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. You keep Krishna in center, simply worship the Lord and offer the results to the Lord. That is what will give us eternal bliss, happiness, peacefulness within this material world. And Narada Pancharatra Vidhi, the regulative principle, activity prescribed by our scriptures, given by our Guru Acharyas, which satisfy the Lord, is the regulative principles. And practicing them under the guidance of our spiritual master will help us to attain the pure love of God. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. I have 4 more minutes. Thank you very much for your patient listening. Hope you enjoyed this session. Continue to reflect.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna Mataji.
Prabhuji, I have a question
Yes, ma'am.
related to the Mangaluru journey for Brahmotsav festival.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, how to reach there? I'm coming from Howrah, Kolkata,
Okay.
Howrah station.
Okay. In
So
fact,
how to reach?
last 1 month, every day this is being posted in our group for booking everything. Bengali group is not very active compared to all the other. Anyway, let me first stop the recording.